friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. If you are new to the channel, every week I post a new pick a card reading that you, the viewer, get to vote for. So if you enjoy pick a card readings and you would like to vote for what you would like to see next, consider subscribing. Today we are going to be doing the 2026 forecast, and this one is going to be really focused on career, finances, and personal growth. I did do a 2026 forecast for love and singles. Check that out if that's what you are looking for. But today I have 3 options for you. So we are looking at these beautiful keys and what opportunities are going to be opening for you in 2026. So key number 1 is actually a Rapunzel Key. Key number 2 is actually a Dracula Key. And key number 3 is this beautiful Little Mermaid Key. So ask yourself, angels, higher self, whoever it is that you work with, which pile or maybe piles have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. So for this reading, we are going to kick off by looking at what is your key energy of 2026. So your overall energy in 2026, what's going on, what can you expect? We're then going to look at the door opening in your career/purpose. So any new opportunities, any recognition, any creative expansion or shifts that are coming in that area of your life. We're then going to ask how to walk through this door with confidence. So your strengths, mindset, or action that helps you fully receive the opportunity. We're going to jump into the door opening for you in finances and abundance. So this could be about money flow, stability, unexpected outcomes or income, or your relationship with wealth in 2026. We're also going to look at what supports your financial growth in 2026. So habits, beliefs, or resources that help abundance grow and stay for you. We're also going to look at the door opening for personal growth and healing. So inner expression, confidence, self-worth, boundaries, spiritual development, anything and everything that wants to come through there. We're also going to ask, who are you becoming as these doors open? So what is this evolved version of you? What does this look like? We're going to ask for a blessing that you didn't expect. So this is going to be a surprise opportunity or alignment or gift from the universe, and a message from your higher self for 2026. Also, I do have some oracle cards pre-shuffled, so this will be one of those readings where I shuffle on camera. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, stick around, get cozy, get a drink, get some ice cream. I don't know, whatever you're into. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week and I hope you come back soon. But let's jump in. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you are drawn to the beautiful Rapunzel Key, and I'm going to hold it up as much as possible so you can see all the details. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below, and it's going to tell you everything that is going to be answered and the format it's going to be answered in. But to get started, we are going to look at your key energy for 2026, and this is going to be your overall energy in 2026, what you can expect. Let's take a look. Pile number 1. So we have a change in the wind. Okay. To the sea. And we also have orphaned. Okay. So pile number 1, I do think 2026 is going to be a year of major change for this group because we have a change in the wind and we also have to the sea. And both of these cards are all about making progress, moving forward, choosing something different, and shifting into something different. We also have orphaned. So to me, this combination is speaking to coming from 2025 and even before 2025, for some of you, there has been this sense of maybe feeling like you don't belong, maybe feeling like you're not getting the opportunities that you would like or that you would benefit from. This could also be, feeling like you are not making progress, or feeling like no matter what you're doing, you're taking 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. There's also a sense of outgrowing, right? Like I've outgrown either situations, beliefs, people, ideas, circumstances, whatever it is. There's a sense for my pile number ones that in 2026, not only are you aware of what you have outgrown, not only are you aware of what is not working, but I think you're in a place where you're sick and tired of those things and you are looking for growth. You are looking to be intentional. This is a group where I think 2026 is a year where you are already set. You're going in knowing that you are going to choose different for yourself, that you are going to choose something that is going to help you expand and grow and choose different options for yourself, right? This is you being conscious about choosing change. This is you being intentional about doing things in a different way than what you've been doing before. And I think for my pile number ones, for many of you, it's because you've grown tired of doing either the same thing or something similar. And I do think for some of you, this is you facing your fears. This is you coming through and really kind of stepping into yourself and stepping into what you want, even if it brings up a level of nervousness, or even if it feels scary. It's like, I'm going to do it scared because I'm sick and tired of what I've been doing, and what I've been getting in return has not been working for me. For my pile number one, some of you are leaving things or people behind that have been significant in your life for a long time. And if this resonates for you, I will say this feels like something that you are already aware of, something that you have already been working on. It doesn't feel like you don't know this if this is your pile. It feels like you would know this. You have already started to walk away from these things, these people, or you have a very clear set path that you are going to walk down in order to walk away from these people, these things. Pile number one, I will also say 2026 is a year where you are going to be very much guided, where you are going to be very much connected to your higher self, to your intuition. And I think one of the major gifts that's coming in for 2026 for you is going to be you being able to trust yourself, you being able to make the right choices for yourself. For some of you, if you've been thinking about moving, if you've been thinking about relocating, if you've been thinking about traveling more, I do think 2026 is going to bring those opportunities where there is a lot more movement, there is a lot more progress, there is a lot more spontaneity in a good way, because it feels like you are the one initiating it. And I will say, you did choose the Rapunzel Key, and that kind of makes sense with a little bit of the story. I'm thinking more Tangled. I can't think of I believe it's the Brothers Grimm. I'm not sure if they did Rapunzel, but I'm thinking more about the Disney movie. It does kind of line up with a little bit of that story of like, I'm just tired, I'm exhausted, I need adventure, and it's scary, right? It's intimidating because I haven't done it, or because it feels intimidating for whatever reason, but it's reaching that point where I'm going to go do it, and I'm going to have the courage to do it even if it's scary, because I know I can't keep doing what I've been doing before. And a lot of this is you really empowering yourself to take action on things that maybe previously you haven't, out of fear or out of just like wanting to wait for the right moment or the right time. And it's you being way more action oriented in 2026. Let's start asking the questions. Let me bring in your tarot deck. And for this group, I am going to use the Seer's Tarot. So we're going to ask about the door opening in your career and or purpose. So in 2026, for my pile number ones, what is the door that is opening when it comes to career and purpose? So One thing that I want to say, because I'm already seeing these cards here. So we have the Page of Wands and we have the Five of Swords. One of the things that you can expect, pile number one, is clarity. One of the things that you can expect in 2026 when it comes to your career, when it comes to your purpose, is inspiration and clarity. You're going to receive answers. You are going to feel more confident about which direction you want to go in. So if you've been kind of uninspired or you've been going with the flow and it just feels like you're not where you're meant to be, but you don't know exactly where that is, just know that 2026 is going to bring a sense of inspiration and clarity. And I think for a lot of my pile number ones, there is almost like this fire that is lit within you. And I'm almost wondering if for my pile number ones, there's a Saturn return or your North Node being activated in your natal chart through transits in 2026. I do think we do have a bit of air signs here. I would also say some fire signs in this group, but I definitely think for some of you, it could be a Saturn return or just your North Node being activated in some way through transits or through some sort of contact happening in your chart. Let's take a look here. So what is this door that is opening in career/purpose for my pile number ones? In 2026, what door is going to be opening in career and or purpose for my pile number ones? All right, pile number one. Let's take a look at what we have here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to pile number one. I think for some of you, your personal year is going to be an 8. This could be a group where your personal year in 2026 is either a 1 or an 8. Take that as it resonates. And in order to calculate that, you just have to take your month of birth and your date of birth and then add 2026 to it. Add each digit individually. You get a final number. You add that up until you get one number, unless it's an 11, a 22, or a 33, because those are master numbers. If that doesn't make sense, let me know in the comments and I will kind of put it in, or you can just put it into Google. But we also have the Moon, Ace of Cups, King of Cups. Pile number one, this is beautiful because I think for you, when it comes to career and purpose, there's going to be alignment between your heart space, what you care about, what you are passionate about, your purpose, your dharma, and your career, what you are doing. I think for some of you, 2026 is either going to bring a new opportunity where you're able to do something that is really very much in alignment with your heart space and what you love and what you see yourself doing in a way that feels life-changing, or it feels like you are doing something that has a good purpose or that feels good to you. For others of you, this could be that 2026 is going to bring a door that opens for you in your career, where even though it may not be like, this is the thing I'm most passionate about, because if we are, honest, sometimes that's the case. We're working a job that, maybe sometimes we just need to pay the bills. It is going to bring a level of emotional stability. So if you are in a place where things are very chaotic, or you've been working at jobs or careers or workplaces where the environment has been very hostile, where you have felt like you haven't belonged, that is going to shift in 2026. For this group, a big shift is you moving from spaces where you don't feel like you belong, where you don't feel like you are understood, into spaces that feel good, that feel nurturing, that feel like this is where I am supposed to be, and that bring peace to your life, that bring harmony into your life. Pile number one, 2026, you're not meant to be in a workplace, or even if it's like going to school, you're not meant to be in spaces that feel restrictive or that make you feel like you are the odd man out. You're meant to be in spaces that are help you feel like you belong, that help you feel like you are in the right place at the right time. And that's going to be a big opportunity opening up for you in 2026, whether that is you moving within a company, if that's where you already work, or you finding a brand new place of employment, or for some of you, you becoming some form of entrepreneur or continuing down that path, if that is a path that you have already started down. We do have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there. So there is a lot of achievements to be had, to be achieved, right? There is a lot of success here, especially when it comes to monetary achievement. And we are going to look at finances very shortly here, but it does feel like this is going to be a year where you're going to be feeling more confident about what you are doing, and you're going to be very comfortable, emotionally feeling like you belong wherever it is that you are at, whether it's work, school, or your own business. You're going to be doing something that feels good. And for some of you, it's because it's part of your purpose, and it's your career being a part of that purpose. Whatever it is that you're doing, being a part of that purpose. So take that as it resonates. And I will say, pile number one, I do think 2026 is a year where, like, if you've been thinking about a promotion, if you've been thinking about like putting your ideas out there and doing something with it, it's a very good year for you to start something or continue to expand on something that has already been done. It's also a good year for you to speak up for yourself and really point out everything that you've been doing, especially if you've been doing a lot and you haven't been getting credit for what you have been doing at your workplace or school, or maybe even if you have a business partner. It's all about you speaking up as well. So how to walk through this door with confidence? When it comes to this door that is coming up here, where we're talking about these opportunities where you're feeling more in alignment, where you are feeling like you belong, how can you walk through this door that is going to open in your career purpose with confidence? Bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. So one thing that's coming through here, there's actually a few things coming through. Pile number one, I will say one of the first things that's coming through for me here is you knowing who you are, what you bring to the table. And I think this is a year for my pile number ones where it's about you really, and I said this, empowering yourself, and also really knowing your self-worth, knowing what you are worth, and knowing that you are worthy of the things that you are asking for, that you are worthy of. Maybe it's, I'm worthy of a promotion, I'm worthy of a raise, I'm worthy of asking for more money, I'm worthy of delegating the work that I've been taking on. It's going to be very, very important for you to speak up in that way. I also think that in order for you to walk through that door with confidence, one of the most important things is also for you to work on that confidence, for you to trust yourself, right? It's kind of that self-worth, self-confidence, self-love working together. I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table. I know that I am an important part of this team, this organization, this company, this idea that I have is a good idea. It's something that is worth exploring. And I think it's also going to be about you approaching this opportunity, you walking through this door with the understanding that you will have to prioritize some things over others, and having enough self-awareness to know what you need at any given time, when you can work extra hard and continue to push forward, and when it's time to take a step back and take a little bit of a break, or kind of schedule in a little bit of a time out for yourself. And as I'm recording this, pile number one, there is a lot of like wind. And I don't know why. It feels like it's part of the vibe for your reading. Like you're going to be the storm, right? 2026 is the year where you are the storm. You are in control. You are the one guiding the movement. You are the one facing things head on. And it's going to be so important for you to be mindful of what you're going to take on and how much you're going to be willing to take on. Because I do think for some of you in pile number 1, you may be the person that is always saying yes, that is always agreeing, that is always taking on more and more and more. So 2026 is a year of, I am going to ask for what I need. I am going to be honest with myself, but I'm also going to ask others, right? Especially for those of you that work for someone, right? Where you're not your own owner. But even if you are somebody and you run your own business, instead of feeling like your clients have to tell you what you're going to do or how much you're going to charge, being in a place where you're confident in your abilities, in your skill set, and in everything that you've done to get to 2026, to get to this point, and making sure that you are compensated in the best way possible. Because compensation, you've earned it through your skill set, right? And I know this portion is not even about the money, but compensation doesn't have to just be money. It's, where is my mental health? Where is my emotional health as I have to deal with this either role, this job, this career? How can I bring in more balance, and how can I prioritize myself in the process? Pile number 1, let's take a look at the door opening in finances and abundance for you. So when it comes to finances and abundance for my pile number 1s, what door is opening for my pile number 1s in 2026? When it comes to finances and abundance? Let's take a look. So finances and abundance 2026, King of Swords. We also have the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So pile number 1, when it comes to doors opening for you in finances and abundance, I think one of the things that's going to be happening with this King of Swords and this Ace of Wands being here, I think you're going to be in a place where your relationship to worth, and again, self-worth keeps coming up for this group, but also your relationship to being worthy, but also what the worth of money is, how you want to spend your money, how you want to invest your money. I think for some of you, 2026 is going to bring in more understanding about what your goals are for the future when it comes to finances and money, but also when it comes to abundance, right? What am I willing to do for the money that I'm getting, right? Like, am I working too many hours to get money that is just making me tired and exhausted, and I would rather prioritize having more downtime? Or do I have a very specific goal that I'm going to work towards? So I'm going to work extra hard for the next 1 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, whatever it is in your specific situation. I think there's going to be a lot of clarity for this group that comes in general in 2026. But I think a big thing is going to be your relationship to money, your relationship to wealth, your relationship to abundance. What do those things actually mean for you? And once you figure out what those things actually mean for you, then putting it into practice. I do think for 2026, when it comes to finances and abundance, there will be an opportunity for you to save up and or pay down debt. That is coming through. I also think that this is a group where some of you are already going in with a budget, or you know that you want to work with a budget in 2026. And if that's the case, you are going to stick to it. I do think this is a group where you're going to be very dedicated to your goals. You're going to be very much focused on your target. For someone here, if your goal is to buy a house, again, relocation is coming up again, but maybe buy a house. Maybe it's, I'm going to buy a house and move into my own home. Maybe it's, I'm going to move across the country, or I'm going to move, internationally. That is going to be a big possibility in 2026 for someone here. Take that as it resonates, because it's not going to be for everyone. I also think pile number 1, you've learned a lot about yourself and money and your relationship to wealth and abundance. So again, wealth and abundance doesn't always have to do with money, but it is a part of it. And I do think that you have had a lot of things that you have learned in that sphere that you're going to take with you into 2026 and apply it in some way. And you are going to have a lot of opportunities when it comes to sources of income. So for those of you that may be looking for a new job or a new career in 2026, it's quite possible that you're going to find something that works for you. And it's quite possible that you're going to have a choice between at least 2 to 3, for someone here, 2 to 4 different opportunities when it comes to career that is going to affect your finances. Let me actually grab a different deck here that I want to bring on. All right, let's do this career and finances oracle deck. I wasn't going to use it, but I'm being called to use it. So let's see, career and finances for 2026 for my pile number ones. Any messages for career and finances for 2026 for my pile number ones? Any additional messages that are meant to find my pile number ones? Let's take a look. Bottom of the deck, we have health. Some situation that needed resolution will be resolved and healed. Consider careers in the medical field, massage therapy, or any healing work. It's time to replenish your energy and fully energize to prepare for what's next. That's the thing. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of resolution that is coming in 2026. And a lot of this is because pile number one, you've been doing the work. This isn't something that's just being handed to you. Some of you have been clawing your way up from rock bottom. And it's been happening for, again, before 2025 for some of you. Let's take a look at what we have here. Perfection. Give up your perfectionism. It's causing delays in your finances. You will never get ahead if you don't overcome the fear of failure. You are enough and have what it takes to improve your finances. Progress, not perfection. We did talk about this pile number one where I said towards the beginning, this is the year where you are overcoming the fear itself, where you're going to do it scared and you're going to get the payback. You're going to get the benefits, the rewards that you deserve because you're going to do it. Then we have the artist. Focus on finding the beauty in your day-to-day life. The artist can be a photographer, painter, film, graphic artist, or web designer. If you can't make a living with your art full-time, start part-time, just get started. So for some of you, 2026 is the year where you start on a passion project, right? 2026 could be a year where you move forward a passion project as well. I did say this a few minutes ago, but I do feel for my pile number ones, there's going to be multiple opportunities, multiple streams of income. Not for everyone, but I do think for a good portion of those that chose pile number one, that is a very good possibility. Then we have control. Try to be a little bit more flexible and allow the universe to work its magic. Don't lose out on opportunities because it didn't come in the form that you wanted it to. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Stay open-minded to see the potential. We also have goals. Don't let the world lead you. Take the steering wheel and take control of your life. This would be a good time to write down your goals and aspirations. Focus on creating and managing a budget. That's pretty much, that sums up kind of what we've been talking about, where have a clear direction, know your worth, know what you bring to the table, know what you want, because you're going to make it happen in 2026. And then we have new money. Something new you've been working on will be very profitable. You should consider creating a new source of income. If you have a money-making idea, do it. For my pile number ones, I think this is going to be a group where there's going to be a few entrepreneurs that really kind of take a leap forward, or at the very least, it's you begin to plan it, you begin to take action on it. And I do think that this is a group where there's something that 2026 is going to bring, that it's not just about, doing a job. There's something about the purpose to the dharma that comes with it. All right, pile number one, let's talk about what supports your financial growth in 2026? What is going to support your financial growth in 2026? I'm doing that over there so I don't move the cards too much. But for my pile number ones, what is going to support my pile number one's financial growth in 2026? Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Swords. So, pile number one. I think your best friend in 2026 when it comes to finances and financial growth is going to be taking the lessons that you have learned, applying it to the present moment, investing in yourself, investing in what it is that matters to you, what it is that you want to see grow. I do think 2026 is a year where if you pick this pile and this is resonating for you, it's a year where you really want to dot your I's and cross your T's. You want to make sure that you are doing everything by the book, that you are kind of really reviewing everything as you should. You're not taking shortcuts. You're not skipping anything, because what you put in to 2026 is what you're going to get back. Don't take the shortcut. Go in and take your time. But this is also saying one of the best things that you can do is have balance in 2026, right? Balance between work and play. Balance between how you are going to use your money, how you are going to invest your money, how you are going to treat your money. I think for many, this is going to be a year where you're really going to focus on saving or investing. But don't forget to take care of yourself along the way. Don't forget to have fun while you are doing that as well. Because you want money to continue to flow. And I do think for my pile number ones, 2026 is going to bring in a lot of healing when it comes to finances. Because it may be that your relationship to money, to resources, to abundance, it almost feels like for some of you, it could be it's all or nothing, right? It's either flowing in or it completely stops. So finding balance is going to be very helpful in keeping that flow going. And I also think for this group, trusting and understanding, again, your worth. You are worth the abundance that you desire. Knowing that and applying that in the choices that you are making. Whether it's you asking for more at a current workplace, whether it's you leveling up and going for something else, or for those of you that have your own business, maybe it's time to look at your pricing. Maybe it's time to look at how you show up and how you market yourself and how you network yourself. That's also a big part of this. So, what is the door opening for personal growth and healing in 2026 for my pile number ones? What is this door that is going to open for personal growth and healing? So, this is more about your personal life. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. All right, let's take a look. We also have the Hierophant. Justice card. Holy moly. This is a very spiritual. All right, let's talk about it. Eight of Swords. Okay. I actually love this for you. Pile number one, I love this for you because the door that is opening for you in personal growth and healing, it's you freeing yourself. It's you setting yourself free from limiting beliefs, from ideas that you thought you couldn't do certain things or that you wouldn't be good at certain things. There is this understanding of I am enough. I am doing a great job. For many of my pile number ones, there is a mental block that is going to be removed, that you are going to be able to break through. Because it almost feels like for this group, it's like you're here and everything that you want is here. And life has thrown you some, some circumstances and some things that haven't been easy to navigate. But there's also been fear that has held you back from doing certain things, or kind of like, maybe I need to wait for the perfect time, or I need to make sure that it's going to go the way that I want it to go. 2026 is a year where you break through. And again, you do it scared. I'm scared to do it, but I'm still going to do it. And I think you're going to experience so much growth in every aspect of your life. I do think and this is not a love reading, but I do think when it comes to love, relationships, finances, career, 2026 is going to bring so many opportunities for you. And a lot of this is you pushing through and following your intuition, following your instincts, and doing the things that you are being guided to do. I keep seeing like this fire that is building within you that is going to help you push through and get to where you want to be. And 2026, when it comes to your personal growth and healing, you're going to see things from a different light. There is a brand new perspective of self, of life, of the universe, of the world around you that you're going to be able to see and understand. And there is so much healing when it comes to the heart space. For my pile number ones, your root chakra, your lower chakras from the root to the heart. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, they are going to be working overtime in 2026. And I do think for this group, this is a year where you're going to be able to find balance in all of your chakras. I think this is going to be a year where you're going to be able to gain a spiritual practice or fine-tune an existing spiritual practice. This is a year where it's all about empowerment. And if you take any key word into 2026, I hope it's empowerment. How can I empower myself? How can I make choices that align with me and my truth? The sun. This is a year of clarity. This is a year of joy. This is a year where things move forward. And for many of you, pile number one, you're going to be collecting on your good karma. And I always like to say karma isn't necessarily good or bad. I think as humans, we like to assign it based on our expectation, based on what we experience. But if I had to say karma, it would be the good kind for this group, where a lot of these efforts are going to pay off. I want to see, who are you becoming as these doors open? Who are you becoming? Pile number one, who is my pile number one becoming? Who is this evolved version of my pile number one? Who are you becoming in 2026? What are you stepping into? We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands. 777 could be significant. Also, the number 7 in numerology, very spiritual number, all about introspection, all about contemplation, the higher self, death and rebirth, and 8 of Wands. Pile number one, when it comes to who you are becoming as these doors open, this is a brand new version of you. This is you being reborn to who you are. It's you taking every single aspect of who you've been in the past, who you are today, who you were yesterday, who you were when you were a teenager, when you were a child, when you were born. And it's evolving into a brand new version of yourself. And I think that this new version of yourself is going to be more confident. This new version of yourself is going to be more in tune with your higher self, with your purpose, with your dharma. This new version of yourself is going to be very confident when it comes to making choices, right? This is a version of you where you're going to be able to trust your own instincts. You're going to be able to trust your decisions. and you're going to be able to take the lead in your life without needing anyone to validate or confirm what you are doing. This is you taking control. This is you seeing things for what they are and making progress from a place of, this is what I'm working with, and I'm going to make the best of this situation, of this time. And this is a version of you that is going to plant seed by seed what you want for your future, what you want not only for 2026, but for 2027, 2028, and beyond. And I love that we have the 7 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is all about self-expression, self-protection. It also says, no one is going to shake me. I am unshakable. Nobody's going to get to me because I am divinely guided and divinely protected. And the 8 of Wands says it's go time. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's jump right in. And that's what you are doing in 2026. That is who you are becoming. That is what you are embracing in 2026. Pile number 1, let's take a look at a blessing you don't expect. So what is a blessing that is going to come your way that you don't even expect in 2026? This could be a surprise opportunity, an alignment, a gift from the universe. For my pile number 1s, what is this gift from the universe for my pile number 1s? Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. That's one of the things, right? We started out this reading with that orphaned card. The 5 of Pentacles is very similar to that vibe. It's kind of the black sheep. It's that sense of I don't belong. It's feeling left out. One of the major blessings for 2026 is that is not going to be your reality. And it's going to be different things for different people. Some of you, you're going to be finding your people. You're going to be finding the places, the environments, the people that you belong with, the souls that you belong with. For others of you, it's also you feeling more comfortable and more confident in your own skin so that it feels like you belong and you are exactly where you're meant to be. We also have the 6 of Wands. I love to see this here. The 3. Pile number 1. As I was talking about finding your community, finding your people, finding your environments, that's what the 3 of Pentacles is for. And the 8 of Cups. Pile number 1. A blessing coming in that you don't expect. And I think for some of you, you may be listening to this and you may be thinking, this is not, I wish this is not going to happen. There is so much success. There is so much connection. This is going to be a year where you're going to choose you, and not in a selfish way. None of that. We're not even thinking about that because that's not the way that this is going to happen. But this is you saying, I choose myself. I love myself unconditionally. And I'm going to move into the spaces that I belong in. I am going to move with the people that I belong with. And I think for this group, that big blessing is that recognition, that being able to be seen for who you truly are. When you are vulnerable, when you show up as your authentic self, and experiencing that connection and that acceptance, not only from others, but from you choosing yourself and you saying, maybe there's something that I'm ready to release and let go of because there's something better for me. And I'm going to move towards that better. And for some of you, you may not even fully know what better looks like right now, but 2026 is going to show you what that is. So what is the message from your higher self for 2026? For my pile number ones, what is the message from their higher self for 2026? Bottom of the deck, the 10 of Cups. Pile number one, if you do anything in 2026 is follow your heart. Follow that inner fire. Follow the curiosity. Follow the joy. Follow gratitude. Allow yourself to lead with the heart space, with your intuition, with your spiritual self, your higher self. 7 of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Pile number one, what your higher self wants you to know for 2026 is there's so much that is already coming together. I personally love this 7 of Pentacles in this deck specifically because we kind of see this guy and he is really like pouring his body, mind, and spirit, right? We kind of see, it almost looks like Reiki is happening where, I'm kind of really putting my energy. I'm taking care of this plant. I'm going to hold this up because if you look at it, it almost appears like from his viewpoint, from his vantage point, this is all he can see. And he's still there. He's investing his time and energy into this. But if you look at the roots, these are very grounded roots. This is going to grow, right? This is going to be a plant, a tree that grows because it's very rooted. And that's exactly what is happening for you in 2026. And I think for some of you, you've reached a point where you feel impatient, where you feel maybe overwhelmed. This is going to be a year where so much is going to come together. You just can't see it yet. And the Page of Swords, this is your higher self saying, trust yourself, trust your ideas. Again, when I saw the 10 of Cups, I kind of said this, but follow your curiosity, follow your heart. That is what your higher self wants you to know for 2026. Now, we have a few cards that I chose here. Let's start with your lucky numbers. So we have, okay, earlier I did say 7-7 because I saw there was a few sevens down there happening. So we have 7-7, 77, spirituality. So the number 7, 7-7, 7-7-7. But this is going to be a very spiritual year for this group. We also have 32 with music. 3 plus 2 in numerology is 5. So this is a year of change. This is also a year where moving your body, right? For some of you, maybe it's dance, maybe it's singing, maybe it's listening to music, maybe it's swaying with music, going with the flow, very important. Also 555 or the 32. Maybe somebody here is going to be 32 in 2026. We also have the number 2, patience, and I think your patience is going to pay off. Sacral, solar plexus, root chakra, heart chakra coming through as important again. Let's take a look at your spirit animal for 2026. This is going to be 2 spirit animals that you can work with and or a message that you are meant to receive. We have the boar. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. That is kind of the summary of your entire reading, pile number 1. We also have the polar bear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. That's a big one. That's a big one for you for this year. All right. We also have, I do have some ascended masters that we are going to look at. And we have Goddess Gaia with Mother Nature, the provider, the elements. Yeah. And I think this is going to be a year where you are going to be able to really create whatever that looks like for you. And then we have Archangel Zadkiel with transmutation, violet flame, mercy. So a lot of alchemy for you in 2026. All right, so I have, which ones? Let's do these first. So we have I am kind, and this one says, say thank you. Express verbal gratitude, craft a handwritten note, reciprocate their kindness, present a heartfelt gift. No matter how you choose to say thank you, make sure it is genuine and heartfelt. And I think this is also true for yourself. We also have love deeply, laughed often. I actually like that one. And we have strong relationship. When we love someone deeply, we can connect with them on a soul level, creating an unbreakable bond. And when we share laughter with someone, we create memories that will last a lifetime. Pile number 1, I do think relationships is going to be important for this pile as well. I did do a 2026 love reading. Check that out if you are interested. You're so loved. Yeah, definitely. So deserving love. Love not only comes from external sources, it comes from within. You are worthy of love from others, and you're worthy of love from yourself. When you love yourself, you open yourself up to the possibility of love from others and love others. Love is your birthright. Take it up. All right, so we're going to end it here, but we're going to look at what self-care you should practice in 2026. First, we have, gratitude. So write a gratitude list. That one is coming up. So I think that could help in shifting perspectives as well. We also have connect with the earth. So yeah, earth is coming up a lot for this group. And it's all about grounding, right? Investing, planting the seeds. This could also be about, maybe going for, a walk in nature or spending time outdoors to ground yourself. And then we have connect with fire. Okay, you got 2 elements here, fire and earth. And with the connect with fire, I said this at the beginning. I keep seeing a flame that is growing brighter and brighter for this group. And I think that that's what that's talking to, connecting to that inner fire. But also, this could be a good time to do like a burning bowl ritual or a bonfire of some sort where you kind of take a look at what are you going to release for 2026 and throughout 2026. Pile number 1. Your affirmation for the week. I'm thinking. I never have these prepared because I don't know what the reading is going to be. I am fully energized and prepared for what is next. I am fully energized and prepared for what is next is your affirmation for the week. Claim it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if this one resonated for you. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can find me again. Also share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings. And we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading if you were drawn to the Dracula Key. And look at how pretty that is. Just showing that to you once more. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown, which is timestamped below. It's going to tell you exactly what's going to be covered in this reading and the format it's going to be covered in. So I highly, highly suggest that you check that out. But in order to get started, we are going to start with what is your key energy for 2026? What is your overall vibe for 2026? Take a look. So we have higher power. We also have regeneration and the fates. Okay. Pile number 2. I think 2026 is a year where you are blessed. You know you are blessed and you are going with the flow. This is a year where I think it's going to be about surrender. And I think when people think about surrender, they think about maybe giving up, and that's not surrender at all. But this is a year where you know the true definition of surrender, and you are able to surrender to the opportunities that are showing up for you. I think for my pile number 2s, 2026 is going to bring in a very deep connection to your higher self, to your spirit team, and to your spirituality. This is a year where you're going to ask for the things that you want, and you're going to be open to receiving them. And you're able to do so with a lot of love and trust in your heart. This almost feels like a year where you have said to the divine, guide me and I'll follow. Show me the way and I'm going to show up. This is also a year of rebirth for you, pile number 2, where I think you may have closed very significant chapters, or at least one chapter in your life going into 2026. And it does feel like your energy is lighter. Your energy is more trusting. And it feels like you are in a place where you trust that everything is going to work out in the way that it's supposed to. So you're letting the universe take the lead. I think 2026 is also going to be a year for my pile number 1s, where going into the year, some of you are exhausted. Some of you have been doing so much. And I do think for this group, what is going to be highlighted, what is going to be prioritized, is going to be inner peace. It's going to be having time to do the things that you love. This is a year where you're in a place where you're really nourishing your soul, where you're really checking in with your soul and figuring out, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? And how can I prioritize that over experiences or things or situations or environments that are not going to give me that? For some of you, this may be a very small minority, but if you have been dealing with some health issues, it feels like 2026 is going to bring improvements and or clarity as to what has been going on. (2026) is also a year where for my pile number 2s, for some of you, okay, let me say it this way. When it comes to your personal year, so if you do, and I kind of mentioned this in pile number 1, so if this doesn't make sense, let me know and I'll put it in the comments. But if you do your birth month plus your birth day plus 2026 and you sum up each digit individually, whatever number you get, you bring it down to one single digit unless it's a 11, 22, or 33, because those can be master numbers. You can Google the specifics to that. That will tell you your 2026 personal year. And I think for my pile number 2s, for many of you, this is going to be a personal year of 2, 7, or 9. Take that as it resonates. That's not going to be for everyone, but if that makes sense to you, if that is true for you, that adds a layer to the reading, because it's going to be all about rebalancing, rebirth, regeneration, and reconnection to yourself and the universe. Pile number 2, let's take a look at the door opening in your career and or purpose. For my pile number 2s, what doors are opening in their career and or purpose? For my pile number 2s, what is this door opening for my pile number 2s in their career / purpose? Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new beginning coming in for many of you. This could be a promotion. This could be a new job. This could be a new career. Someone here may be graduating school. Somebody here may be getting a graduate degree of some sort. Maybe it's a master's, a PhD. If you are, congratulations, because that cannot be easy. Schooling was not my favorite. 3 of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been working very hard on something, pile number 2. Four of Pentacles. If you've been thinking about applying for something, or if you are in a place where you are getting ready to apply for something, or 2026 is the year that you want to reach the next level in your career, in your purpose, go for it. 2026 is going to be a year that there are going to be doors opening for you that are going to bring you to where you want to be, whether it's your career, your academics, and or your purpose. But I do think for my pile number 2s, for some of you, there is some sort of graduate degree that you are finishing, or it could be that you are getting an acceptance to a graduate degree program. For those of you that does not resonate, this could be a promotion. This could be you moving up the ladder, especially if you are in a corporate environment type of situation. Someone here may make partner in 2026. Someone here may start their own business in 2026. The most important message for this group, as far as the door that's opening, is you already know, you already feel that something is happening or that something is coming. And it could just be because you have the idea. So if you've been feeling this inner nudge or this idea of maybe I should apply for something else, maybe I should try something else, maybe I should, look into something else, trust your gut, because it's already being manifested. It's already coming together for you. We have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands says everything that you want is already on its way to you. It's already been granted. It's about allowing it to arrive so that you can take advantage of it when it arrives. But it's almost like that wish, that desire has already been manifested. So remaining expectant for the best and knowing that that desire, that dream, that goal, that ambition, whatever it is that you want to call it, is already on its way to you. And you've been doing the work. You've been planting the seeds. And I think for some of you, this Ace of Pentacles actually represents everything that you've been doing to kind of create the perfect opportunity for what is coming in. The Seven of Pentacles is saying you have been pouring your body, mind, and spirit into this, right? You have been doing the thing. You've been showing up. You've been doing the classes. You've been doing the work. It is time for you to reap the rewards. And the Four of Pentacles is saying this is going to bring a lot of security. This is going to bring a lot of stability. There is something that is a bigger gain, that is a promotion of some sort, a step up from where you are currently at, that comes in 2026. For some of you, it could be that maybe you don't move upwards or you don't change careers or jobs, but you will be receiving some sort of recognition. But if I'm honest, I think for most of my pile number 2s, you're going to be moving in some way, or you're going to be receiving something, even if it's not something that you are changing jobs or changing careers. There is something that you receive that feels like it brings in more security, more stability, and something that is kind of created for you, that is meant for you, that has been manifested for you. And it's your hard work really paying off here. We have that Queen of Wands at the bottom there under the Ace of Pentacles. So follow your intuition. That's going to be so big for this group in 2026, especially when it comes to career, following that intuition. And I think that when it comes to purpose, for many of you, pile number 2, you may be in a career that is very much tied to your purpose. And I don't always say that because sometimes, purpose is what we are here to do. Career jobs are what we are here to do in order to pay the bills. But I do think for my pile number 2s, it could be that maybe you are a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse. Maybe it's something that is aligned with your purpose, what you are here to do and your career. But you are making a forward movement. You are taking a leap forward. And it feels like this is a little bit unexpected, and this has been created just for you. So if you are in a graduate program and you are done this year, you're going to receive an opportunity that aligns, that almost feels like the stars have aligned to bring this opportunity for you. For others of you, if you are getting accepted into a program, maybe it's that you are going to try for a very specific program that is kind of hard to get into. You're going to be able to do it. There's something along those lines coming through, and you're going to be able to experience security and stability in 2026, where you're going to feel not only confident, but comfortable in your career, in your purpose as well. And I will say, pile number 2, it feels like whatever this is, you've already been working on it. This isn't something that you're picking up brand new in 2026. This is something that you've already been working at. This is almost like the next step in that evolution. All right, so for my pile number 2s, how to walk through this door with confidence. So how do you walk through this door that is opening for you with confidence? For my pile number 2s, how can my pile number 2s walk through this door with confidence? We have the 10 of Wands. One of the best things that you can do, and this could be like, because I'm going to post this like right before 2026, but this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're watching this in 2026 or whenever you're watching this, one of the best things that you can do with this 10 of Wands being underneath the deck here, or at the bottom of the deck, I should say, is really look at everything that you're carrying, everything that you are responsible for, and everything that you are giving time and attention to. And it's time to prioritize. It's time to really check in and say, is this something that needs my attention right now? Is this something that I have to carry on my shoulders right now? Is this something that can be put down for later, or maybe something that is no longer even mine to carry? With the 10 of Wands, this is about you prioritizing. This is also a reminder to keep going and to put yourself out there. So if something comes up and you try to downplay it or talk yourself out of it, I hope you remember this, and I hope you still put your name in for it, or I hope you don't downplay what you deserve or what you are ready for. Because some of my pile number 2s, you're very humble, which could be a very good quality, but don't take yourself out of the running for something, especially in career and purpose. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords is here, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the fact that the 8 of Swords is here is confirming that message of like, don't downplay yourself. Don't try to convince yourself that you are not ready for something. Because sometimes we are more than ready, and we try to convince ourselves that we need to be in a different place, that we need something else in order to do that thing or to go for what we want. Pile number 2. 2026 is a year where you put yourself out there and you put your name in the drawing. Whether it's for a job, whether it's for schooling, whether it's whatever the case may be, if you have an inkling, if you have a desire, throw your name in. Put your application in. Do not downsize yourself or your abilities and your skill set. This is also saying, as you are walking through these doors that are going to be opening for you, one of the most important things is really pacing yourself and continuing to do what you've been doing. I have to say, for my pile number 2s, and we're kind of at the very beginning of this reading, it feels like your overall energy in 2026 is going to be very much slow and steady wins the race, where you're going to make a lot of progress, but it feels like it's going to be very like slow, methodical type of progress. I'm getting a very specific situation here, so I'm going to put it out there, but only take this one if it applies. But if you're starting out, like maybe you want to be an influencer, or maybe you want to do some content creation, slow and steady wins the race. If you're not getting all of the views, if you're not getting all of the engagement, continue to put it out there, continue to be consistent. That's another key word for this group, consistency, right? I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to do it in a way that honors my energy level, in a way that honors what needs to be done. But I'm also going to continuously show up for myself, my dreams, my desires. And this is about determination, dedication, and again, consistency. So 2026 is a year where I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And I'm also going to be consistent with myself, right? Pile number 2. So I'm going to practice self-care. I'm going to practice self-love. I'm going to take a break as needed. Underneath here, the Page of Wands, right? So listening to those ideas, putting yourself out there for the things that you are being guided to put yourself out there for. But there's an opportunity. And you know what? That's what part of the message here. Don't take something from a place of fear. Don't accept something from a place of fear or because you don't think you can get what you actually want. Don't settle. That is your message, pile number 2. Do not settle in 2026. And the thing that is meant for you, the opportunity and career or purpose that is meant for you, it may take a little bit longer to materialize. So it may be like there's 2 opportunities. One kind of comes through sooner than the second one, but the second one is the one that you want and that you know would be right for you. Does that make sense? Like there's levels to this. Don't downplay yourself. Go for both if you have to, but put your name. That's how it's coming through. Put your name in the drawing. So let's take a look at the door opening in finances and abundance in 2026. So for my pile number 2s, what is the door opening in finances and abundance for my pile number 2s in 2026? Finances and abundance, we have the 4 of Wands. There is something to be celebrated. There is something that you are receiving, a milestone, a celebration. Again, for some of you, this is a promotion, this is a new job, this is a new career. For others of you, maybe you're working in a field and you've been taking, like maybe you are in a, graduate program. And once you get out of that graduate program, maybe your finances are going to go up, like you're going to be making more money. That's something that keeps coming through. Pile number 2, if you are in graduate school, let me know. You don't gotta let me know what you're doing. Just let me know, because that keeps coming up such a heavy message for this pile. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. We have Temperance. And we have the 2 of Wands. We have so many wands for this group. So fire energy coming through very strongly for 2026. Fire energy being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, when we are talking about the zodiac signs. But let's talk about your door opening in finance and abundance. So 2026 for my pile number 2s in finance and abundance, there are a lot of opportunities that are going to be available to you. I do think this is a group where what you're going in making in 2026 is not what you're coming out of 2026 making. This feels like you are receiving a significant boost in income. This could be because you're getting a promotion. This could be because you're finished grad school and you're going to find something in your field, or you're going to get more money on what you are already doing. But this is a group where I really feel like what you come in with an income in 2026 and what you leave out of is quite different in a very good way. It feels like you're going to be making more money. I also do think that when it comes to finances and abundance in 2026, one of the doors that's going to be opening for you is more comfort. Like you're going to be able to be more comfortable. There's something here for some of you that you've either wanted to buy or you've wanted to afford. Maybe it's, if you've been living with roommates or whatever the case may be, you're able to kind of move in on your own. Maybe it's you purchasing a house. Maybe it's you purchasing a new car. There's something here that is very materialistic that for some of you, you've been thinking about, you've been working towards, where it brings in a level of comfort, right? So it doesn't feel frivolous. It feels like it brings in a level of ease and comfort into your life. And because of that, it's something that you have been really thinking about. I do think that purchase is going to be possible, or that investment is going to be possible in 2026, because you are going to be making, again, I do feel like for this group, there's more money coming in. How that shows up, it's going to be different for different people, but it definitely feels like by the end of 2026, you are making way more than what you started 2026 with. I also think that this is a group. Some of you are going to make an investment either in properties, stock market maybe. That's coming through. That's very specific, but there may be some investments that are made in 2026 as well, that there's going to be an opportunity. If you have made an investment prior to 2026, it's going to pay off in 2026. Or it could be something that you kind of invest in early 2026 and there's some sort of boom, there's some sort of growth that happens by the end. Pile number 2, in 2026, you're going to have the Midas touch. What you touch is going to turn to gold. Be very intentional. Be very aware, because you don't want to miss an opportunity in 2026 that's going to make you money. And I do think you're going to have information, whether it's, you're thinking about it, or, you have a very high intuition that you should do something. Trust yourself in 2026, because the Midas touch is coming up here. What you touch turns to gold in 2026. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more ease. Things are going to be way more comfortable in 2026 financially. Let's take a look. I actually did this for pile number 1, so I'm going to do it for every pile because that would be rude not to. I'm going to pull some career and finance oracle cards for you, pile number 2. So for my pile number 2s, any additional messages around career and finances before we continue? Let's take a look here, pile number 2. Any additional messages? Bottom of the deck, voice. Get your message heard and get noticed. You have much to share with the world. Consider careers in radio, public relations, or anything in communication. The only thing holding you back is your inability to speak your truth. So for someone here, again, that influencer, that content creator message came up. Take it as it resonates. So we have parenthood. Spend more time with your inner child and reconnect with that young curiosity. Your patient, nurturing, and warm nature would make you a great caregiver or parent. Don't forget to nurture and treat yourself while you work hard towards your goals. And I think pile number 2, some of you are definitely doing something career-wise where it feels very much, again, it feels like for this group, the purpose and the career are very entwined. Not for everyone, but for a good amount of you. Networker, it may be time to create or reach out to your network of people who will help you. Consider a career in marketing, promoting, sales, or any professional networking job. Make the most out of your resources you have to improve your finances. Some of you are definitely going to be investing in 2026. Unethical. Unethical behavior can lead to some serious consequences. Someone is stealing or lying to you about money. Don't sacrifice your morals for money. So pile number 2, make sure that what you are doing is on the up and up in 2026. Also, I have to say this is probably not a year where you want to lend your money, or if you do, get it in writing. That's coming through. It may be just for one of you, but if you're going to lend a family member or a friend money, get it in writing. but also make sure that you are following the rules when it comes to your finances. We have there is something better. And we have unexpected. Prepare for unexpected financial loss. This financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. Deal with things head on and try to prepare for the unexpected before it happens. And I think this is the energy that you're coming from. I think 2026 is a year where your finances are improving. I do want to ask about this because I'm going to be honest. I don't know what that's about. Can we clarify there is something better for my pile number 2s? Clarify there is something better. What's better here? What is there is something better when it comes to career and finances? Bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Cups. We have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, pile number 2, go for what you want. Don't go for what is being offered to you immediately. So if there's something that you know you desire, if there's something that you know is right for you, don't take what is easy. Don't take what is readily available. Give yourself an opportunity to go for what you actually want, what would bring kind of that emotional satisfaction. And I think you're moving into that, and that's part of the regeneration. That's part of what you are working towards as we speak. But I think that's a reminder for this group. Because again, consistency is going to be your thing. And with unexpected loss unexpected and unethical, consistency. Dot your I's, cross your T's, do things on the up and up, go by the book. No shortcuts, pile number 2. So what supports your financial growth in 2026? For my pile number 2s, what is going to support my pile number 2's financial growth in 2026? What is going to support my pile number 2's financial growth in 2026? We have the Death card. We also have the Page of Cups, the Chariot card, and the 3 of Swords. So when it comes to what will support your financial growth, I think it's going to be very important for you to have a clear outline of what it is that you are working towards. So what is your end goal? What is it that you are working towards when it comes to your finances in 2026? Is it a big purchase? Is it that you want to build up your savings account? Is it that you want to pay down debt? I do think that's quite possible for some of my pile number 2s, but I also think that there's some sort of like investment or something that you want to that you want to take care of. And I will say one thing that's also coming through is do not invest anything that you cannot lose. So don't like put all of your investment into something or all of your capital into something if it feels like that is going to lose you, or it could potentially lose you money. That's also coming through. I feel like this group, some of you may be in the stock market. I don't know. There's a lot of messages around that coming through. But when it comes to supporting your financial growth, this is about you really dealing with money in a very intentional way. Yes, it's important for you to like treat yourself and do things for yourself, but also being very intentional with the money. And again, having some sort of like end goal of where you want to be by the end of 2026, of what you are working towards or what you are working, not only towards, but like what is the big goal? What is the smaller goal? But what is the big goal is going to be very important. And we do have the 5 of Swords. So seeing things for what they are, right? Being very clear, not what you want it to be, but what it actually is, and making sure that you are staying true to yourself and that you are being very consistent, very careful with your finances in 2026. Because I do think for this group, for some of you, you're going to have opportunities to do things with money. Just be very intentional and do have some sort of like savings put to the side. Because I know this is kind of coming through almost like in a scary way, but it's not supposed to be. I think this is just a reminder of like, make sure that you are also taking care of you, right? Like that you are not investing more than what you can, that you are not buying more than what you can so that you don't have to overwork yourself is what's coming through here. And when it comes to habits, like having a budget, having a savings account, not overspending if you are in your feelings, right? Sometimes we do that and that can be very therapeutic, but also it can get out of control sometimes. So keeping that in mind as well. And I think that having that bigger picture is going to be very helpful for this group. So when it comes to personal growth and healing, what door is opening for my pile number 2s? Did I drop a card? Yes, I did. And I see it. It's the Devil card. 1 second. It felt just like that. We're going to put it back in because I do think that was my shuffling. But if it's meant to come back out, it will. So what is the door opening for personal growth and healing for my pile number 2s in 2026? We have the 9 of Wands. We also have the Page of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of fire energy for this group. So pile number 2, when it comes to the personal growth and healing, I think 2026 is a year where you're going to be able to really put down some heaviness. And I kind of said this at the beginning, where I said for this group, it feels like there's chapters. There's situations, circumstances in your life that you have kind of been closing up. And it feels like 2026 is a year where it's all about renewal. It's all about, really following your peace, right? Like I think for this group, one of the things that you are really going to value in 2026 is going to be your peace, and it's going to be your comfort. So when it comes to personal growth, there is a lot of you being able to enjoy yourself more, you being able to honor your needs, your desires more. And I think for this group, there's some sort of responsibility, or even, I hate to say it this way because I don't know what it is. It's going to be different things for different people, but maybe even a burden that you have been carrying that is going to become very, very, I don't want to say very, very, but it's going to become lighter or non-existent in 2026. That's why for some of you, I think you're kind of being done with like grad school, or like there's something here that you are moving to the next level, that you're completing something. But this is a year where when it comes to personal growth, it's all about how can I make my life more easy? And I think this is going to be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. There's a lot of focus in your personal life, in your spiritual life, about how do I make this more easy? How do I bring more ease into my life, into my existence? And how can I bring more joy? Because I think for this group, just being able to truly enjoy yourself, to be present in the present moment, and to connect with loved ones, to connect with yourself, and not have to feel pressure, not have to feel burdens or responsibilities that feel like they're drowning you, or they're, for some of you, it's felt like quicksand has been pulling you down, and you're breaking free from that. That is part of that personal growth. And I think a big thing when it comes to personal growth is just you being able to find moments of joy and experiencing more joy and more adventure in your life. And I think there's going to be a lot more hope as well, right? Like a lot more hope, a lot more energy, a lot more optimism, a lot more opportunities. So I feel like for this group, you're closing chapters, you are closing cycles, and you are opening new ones. And the ones that you are opening, you've learned your lessons and you're doing things very different from what you've done before. And pile number 2, I also think you're setting boundaries with yourself and other people when it comes to what you are willing to take on, what you are willing to do, right? Like, it's too much. I can't do that. Or, I'm going to just relax today. I'm not going to take that on. I think that's happening too. It feels like you're having more time for yourself, like you are prioritizing yourself more. All right, so for my pile number 2s, who are you becoming as these doors open in 2026? Who are you becoming? For my pile number 2s, who are my pile number 2s becoming in 2026? Who are my pile number 2s becoming? Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. If I can, you know what? Pile number 2, you did not see that. The Ace of Swords. The 2 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles. You're going to be becoming someone, or you're going to be, I guess, aligning to a life that feels more balanced, right? Where it's not all work, it's not all responsibilities. It's not all exhaustion, because I do think for this group, you have been burning the candle at both ends. And I think that that's why 2026, remember when we talked about your overall energy, that regeneration card was there. This is you becoming someone who knows how to prioritize work, but also knows how to enjoy yourself and how to take a time out and how to prioritize the things that maybe aren't based on productivity or aren't based on some sort of scale, right? Or cannot be measured by some sort of scale, whether it's, success or what needs to be done or expectations. I also think that 2026, you're becoming someone who has a lot of mental peace. Like, it feels like mentally speaking in 2026, you're in a place where you're able to relax, where you're able to enjoy yourself, where you're able to be at peace with yourself. Feels like 2026 is also about you enjoying yourself, you having a good time, taking advantage of all of the hard work that you've done, and having more experiences where there is more joy, where there is more lightheartedness, whether it's with loved ones or just with yourself. Yeah, look at that Sun card there. There's a lot more ease here. Pile number 2, let's continue. So what is a blessing you don't expect? In 2026, that was terrible. In 2026, what is a blessing that you don't expect that is coming in for you? For my pile number 2s, in 2026, what is a blessing they don't expect that is coming in for them? Bottom of the deck, make a wish. Pile number 2, make a wish. There's something that you are already working towards. There's something that you have been desiring or working towards that is going to be granted. Pause this video if you need to, but make a wish, because there will be a wish granted. There's something that you've wished for that will be granted for you. We have the Death card. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have the 6 of Pentacles. Pile number 2. There's something that ended. And I said this at the very beginning. For this group, a chapter has closed, or a few chapters. For some of you, it's not just one chapter, it's like a few chapters. It was a blessing in disguise. There was something that needed to be removed in order to bring in what is meant for you. And I think for my pile number 2s, for many of you going into 2026 and throughout 2026, there's almost this level of detachment that is going to serve you, because it's like you've reached this point where you don't have expectations. Like, you're just kind of going with the flow. And we talked about that at the beginning. But there's a blessing in disguise. There's something, it's almost like something was taken or something didn't work out because there was something better for you, and you're going to receive that blessing in 2026. For some of you, it could have to do with career, finances. For others of you, it could be a specific relationship. It could be a material item. It could be an opportunity of some sort. But there's something that is a blessing in disguise that you thought something was taken from you or something didn't work out that you were really invested in, that is actually going to bring something that is in alignment with your heart. And for some of you, this could be a relationship. Make a wish. It's something that is in alignment with your heart. Yeah, it's going to be different things for different people. But it's coming in and it's being delivered to you because it's meant for you. And I don't think you can imagine how positive 2026 can be for you. Like, it almost feels like you're just in a place where it's a little bit blah right now. So what is a message from your higher self for 2026? For my pile number 2s, what is a message from my pile number 2's higher self for 2026? Okay. Bottom of the deck, Strength card. Okay, so these two fell. I will show you these two first. This is the 9 of Pentacles. We also have, the 9 of, that did fall. The 9 of Wands, the Hanged Man, the 6 of Swords, and the Sun card. Pile number 2, what your higher self wants you to know is that 2026 is going to bring a lot of joy, a lot of blessings, a lot of opportunities. You're in a place of transition. You're in a place of change, of transformation. And it could be that you don't even think it's possible. Some of you are listening to this just to listen to this, but you don't actually think that it's possible. And your higher self wants you to know, please keep going. Please keep pushing forward. Because you are so close to a breakthrough that is going to bring you everything that you want and much more. And not because it's being gifted to you, but because you've been doing the work. There is a big blessing for this group in 2026. It's going to be different things for different people. But your higher self wants you to know it's been approved and it's already being delivered to you. I do think April through July is going to be very significant for this group. And your higher self wants you to allow your light to shine bright. There's a lot more ease waiting for you. And pile number 2, your higher self is saying you will be guided, because that is kind of where you're at, right? You're surrendering. You're going with the flow. You will be guided. You will not miss out. Let's take a look. I pulled some numerology cards here, and this is going to be kind of lucky numbers messages. First, we have 5, change. Yeah. 2026 is going to bring in a lot of change. And again, this is already in motion. We also have 66 with healing. So a lot of healing here. 5, 6. And it could be 555, 55, just the 5, 666, 6, 66, whatever it is. And then we have 37, time out. But again, 2026 is also going to be a year about you where you're being able to kind of take it easy, to bring in more ease, right? To bring in more of like prioritizing, maybe not the, maybe where it's not so much about productivity or what is being achieved, but it's about bringing balance to also you taking care of yourself and giving your soul what you need. And I did say for this group, I do think 2026 is going to be a year where it's going to be very consistent. It's going to be very evenly paced. Let's take a look at what spirit animals we have here. So this could be spirit animals that you work with or just a message for you. So we have the spider. Trust the creative spark you are feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So journaling can be very helpful in 2026. The spider is all about weaving, affirmations, right? Anything that has to do with words, written word, spoken word. We also have the weasel. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. I think it's going to be a very spiritual year. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to show you these and then I'll go to those. So this is Ascended Masters that you can work with. We have Archangel Gabriel with self-expression, creativity, North Star. So I think self-expression, right? Doing something creative, doing something for fun, doing something that is going to help you connect to yourself can be super helpful. And then we have St. Francis with animal communication, activism, service. So this could also be, Ascended Master that you can work with. But also pile number 2, connecting to what matters to you in 2026 is going to be very healing. So we also have you are stronger than what you think or than you think. And it says, feeling lost and alone, it's easy to believe that you're not strong enough to handle whatever life throws your way. But remember, you've been through tough times before and always come out stronger. I'm going to do it on that side. We also have color outside the lines. And it says flexible thinking. Firstly, come up with new ideas. Secondly, break the rules. Thirdly, take risk and mistakes. Finally, practice, practice, practice. Keep forgetting to turn that over. And then we have be the change you want to see in the world. And this one says you change what you seek. This means taking action to make a difference. It could be something as simple as smiling to a stranger or holding the door open for someone. Every little bit counts. I think 2026 pile number 2 is going to bring an opportunity for you to connect to your purpose at a deeper level, for you to truly know what matters. And that's going to be different things for different people. So I did pick self-care cards for 2026. Let's see what we have here. Alone time. Yeah, I think this is a group where like there's a lot of contemplation. There's a lot of connection to self and introspection. Of course, there's going to be opportunities to connect with others, but I do think making time to connect with yourself and to give yourself the time that you need can be very helpful. We also have positive affirmations. I did say that when I saw the spider. So affirmations, journaling, spells, working with words, working with the written word, working with the spoken words can be very helpful. And we see here, I love myself. I choose love, brave, beautiful, worthy, grateful, healthy, happy. And then finally, we have, journal. Okay, I'm not surprised to see that there because there's a lot of like emphasis on journaling and affirmations and the spoken word, the written word. For some of you, maybe somebody here is going to start writing a book. Or maybe you've been writing a book and this is 2026 is the year where you complete it. But pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Your affirmation for the week is you know what? We're going to kind of take this. I am brave, beautiful, mindful, and worthy. I am brave, beautiful, mindful, and worthy. That is your affirmation for the week. Claim it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought, because this is an interesting one. Let me know what you thought. Pile number 2, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of those things help me out so much. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you today. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Little Mermaid Key, and this is from the fairy tale collection. So I'm going to show that there because it's so beautiful and it's hard to see sometimes from far away. But yes, I'm going to place that right over there. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below. It's going to tell you everything that's going to be covered in this reading and the format it will be covered in. So I highly, highly suggest that you check that out. We are going to kick off the reading by looking at your key energy of 2026. So your overall energy in 2026. Let's see what we have here for this group. And we have time for a nap. We also have happy, happy. Ooh, that's actually really good. And we have new life. Pile number 3, I love this for you. I love this for you. So when it comes to your overall energy in 2026, this is a pile where things are going to feel lighter. Things are going to feel easier. And if you've been feeling like you are going against the current, like you are doing everything you're supposed to be doing and then some, and you still can't get to where you want to be, I do think that 2026 is a year where you're going to experience a lot more just going with the flow and having things work out for you in a way that doesn't feel so exhausting. 2026 is a year, we have happy, happy here at the center of this. 2026 is a year where you're going to be able to experience a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and you're going to be able to receive a lot of things that perhaps you've been working towards for a while, or you have been trying to obtain, that you have been working towards, or that you have been working for. And we do have new life here. So 2026 as a universal year, when we talk about numerology, is going to be a 1 year, because 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. But numerology, we take the 1 + 0, we bring it back down to the 1. So it's a 1 year. It's all about new beginnings, right? So universally speaking, 2026 is a 1 year. And I do think for some of you that picked this pile, your personal year in 2026 may be a 1, a 6, or maybe even an 8. For some of you, a 3, because I do think this is going to be a year where your creativity, what you are creating, what you are working towards, what you are moving towards is going to be very much whatever you choose that to be. So there is a new life here. This is a new beginning. This is a new version of you, but this is also you approaching life in a new way, in a different way that feels easier, that feels more in alignment to what exactly it is that you overall desire. And we have time for a nap. And I think time for a nap is here because there is a level of ease. There is a level of being able to relax and receive the things that you have been working so hard for, that you have been doing everything that you've been doing for. So it feels like there's a lot of ease, there's a lot of relaxation, there's a lot of joy in 2026 that's going to be available to you in all areas of your life. So I do think if going into 2026, you were wrapping up cycles, chapters, patterns, you're going to see that new beginning very early on in 2026. I would say January, some of you are already seeing a lot of changes in 2026. And there is a lot more possibility here. There is also a lot of just feeling like you are exactly where you belong and feeling aligned with your higher self, feeling aligned with different aspects of yourself that maybe you had lost touch with, and even your higher self that's coming through as well. But overall, pile number 3, your overall energy for 2026 is all is well. And I do think this is a year that's going to be, or has the potential to be, very fulfilling for you. But pile number 3, let's get into it. So let's take a look at the door opening in your career/purpose. And for this group, I will be using the Wild Reflections Tarot. So let's take a look. What doors are opening here for my pile number 3s when it comes to career purpose? And this could be new opportunities, recognition, creative expression, or any shifts that want to come through. For my pile number 3s, when it comes to career purpose, what doors are opening here? Let's take a look. Bottom of the deck, pile number 3, we have Justice card. Something you have been working towards, something you have been investing time and energy into. You're getting the payback that you deserve. You're getting the return on your investment that you deserve. Whether that is you have been putting in the time at work, towards a career, in school, there is something that is going to give you the return that you deserve. Let's take a look here. So we have the 6 of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Hermit card. So pile number 3, when it comes to what door is opening in your career or purpose, I think for you, pile number 3, for some of you, what you're going to be experiencing in career and purpose is kind of you're staying on the path you've been on, but you're starting to see the results, right? You're starting to see kind of like what you are earning back because of all the hard work that you've been putting in. For some of you, this may be some sort of shift where there is either a promotion or a new opportunity. But if I'm honest, for my pile number 3s, I think for most of you, where you start out in 2026 is where you're going to be as far as like employment or career type. It's just that you may make a few changes along the way, but this doesn't feel like a group where any big changes are needed. It's more about you are finally enjoying the fruits of your labor. You are finally enjoying all of the hard work that you've been putting in. And I do think that this is a year where your career, your purpose, it's bringing in a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. It's bringing in a sense of like, I am in the right place at the right time. I am exactly where I belong, and I've been doing everything that I needed to do to get to this place. So this could be that maybe leading into 2026 for some of you, there was a promotion or a new job, or it was, you were kind of getting the hang of things at a current place of employment, and you're feeling more comfortable with your routine. You're feeling more comfortable with how you are spending your time and energy at this place, at this job, at this career. But it feels like it's going to be more of you being settled in and you being at peace and having a lot of ease in your career, in your purpose. But it's something that you have already been working on. So for many of you, pile number 3, it's not so much about change. It's about comfort. It's about feeling comfortable, feeling like you have made it, feeling like you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And some of that is going to involve the recognition that you deserve. We also have the 2 of Swords here. So you're going to have a very clear path ahead. Things are going to be very clear. Things are going to feel very much like you know exactly what to expect and what you can expect going forward. I also think that for those of you where you have been either at a new place of employment or a new job or in a new role, you're going to be more comfortable in 2026. You're going to be more established. For some of you, you are the person that others go to when they need support. And I think that that is really going to kind of step things up for you. For others of you, it could be that you are a people manager, that you maybe manage an office, you manage other people, you manage something about you being, or maybe a coordinator of some sort, maybe a project manager for some of you, but it feels like you are kind of the point person, you are the go-to person, and that's going to be you becoming more established in that role. And for someone here, again, for some of you, there could be some sort of promotion or move. But I think for the grand majority of this group, it's more about you being more comfortable where you are at and you kind of leading by example. There is a lot of leadership in this group, I will say that. And I think that in career, in your purpose, you're going to be able to lead by example. You're going to be able to step into that leadership role a lot more in 2026. Pile number 3, let's take a look at how to walk through the door with confidence. So when it comes to your confidence, how do you walk through this door that is going to be opening up for you in career and purpose? For my pile number 3s, how do my pile number 3s walk through this door? Let's take a look here. Pile number 3. Bottom of the deck, what do we have? The Knight of Wands. And we also have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Moon card. One of the things that's coming up for you, pile number 3, is all about your mindset. I think for this group, it's about you trusting what you know is right for you, you trusting your ideas, and you trusting yourself enough to put out those ideas into the world. So I do think for my pile number 3s, it's about you trusting your creativity. It's about you working with your creativity more. And even if you are in a career, in a field, even if what you do for a living or what you are focused on as far as your purpose has nothing to do with creativity in the traditional sense of like, painting, drawing, music, writing, anything like that. It's about having a creative mindset and thinking outside of the box in whatever field you are in, not being afraid to bring up your ideas, not being afraid to speak up and say, even though it's always been done this way, it's not working, so maybe we should try doing something in a different way. Because again, I do think 2026 for my pile number 3s, you're going to be able to step into your leadership. And part of that is going to be allowing your heart and mind to work together, right? Allowing your intuition and your intellect to work together to come up with solutions that maybe still haven't been explored or maybe no one has kind of voiced, because it feels like you are going to be a trailblazer in 2026, pile number 3. So don't be afraid to think outside of the box and to present those ideas, whether it's you are a business owner and you're going to do something differently, or you work in a company, you work in a setting where you're going to bring up new ways of doing things. This is about you stepping into your leadership, and it's about you breaking the mold of what's been done and doing so in a way that honors your creativity, but also honors your skills and your experience and what you have gained through your time at this job, at this career, at this place of employment. And one thing with the Moon being here, even if you are afraid, even if it feels like overwhelming or, there's some fears coming up, the fear of what will they think, or what if it doesn't go well, or what if what if my idea is rejected? I think one of the most important things you can do for yourself in 2026 is give yourself the opportunity to speak up and to put those ideas out there. If it doesn't work out, you know that you did it. But I do think for many of you, there's going to be opportunities for you to take the lead on something, or for you to showcase everything that you can do and everything that you can bring. And again, there is a lot of recognition here that can play out in the form of like eventually stepping into a new position or cementing the position that you are in. Because I do think for some of you going into 2026, this feels like maybe a new role that you have been establishing yourself in. So take that as it resonates. But let's take a look, pile number 3, at the door opening in finances and abundance. So in 2026, for my pile number 3s, what door is opening in finances and abundance for my pile number 3s? Pile number 3, bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups. I want to say it feels like so far every single group has had almost like a keyword for their 2026. Pile number 3, yours is fulfillment. Your keyword for 2026, what you should be focusing on, what you should be prioritizing, what you should be looking for is fulfillment in 2026. Let's take a look at what else we have here. The Magician, the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Cups. So when it comes to finances and abundance, 2026 is a year that is very promising for you, pile number 3, because what you can create is up to you, right? We have the Magician. You're going to have all of the resources at your disposal. You're going to be able to create whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire, especially when it comes to money, but also when it comes to abundance in a way that is not related to money, right? When we talk about abundance, sometimes the first thing that we think about is finances, because that can be a big part of life, right? We want to make sure that we are taken care of. We want to make sure that we have enough. But also, one of the things that abundance has to do with is how we feel, how we are fulfilled, how we are satisfied with our life. You know, wealth. Wealth can be money, but it's also about, do we feel wealthy? Do we feel abundant? And for you, pile number 3, when it comes to finances and abundance in general, the sky's the limit. What you do, what you create is going to be completely up to you. Now, I will say for you, pile number 3, when you are creating abundance, fulfillment, satisfaction, making sure that you are doing things that are aligning with your heart space, things that you truly believe in, that you are feeling good about what you are doing, that you are working with your intuition and your creativity. That's going to be very important in 2026. And pile number 3, one of the best ways that you're going to be able to unlock finances and abundance in 2026 is you realizing that you get to create it, that it is your birthright, that you have good ideas, that you have the ability to create that, right? That's all what the Magician is about. It says, I have all of the resources. I have the ability to manifest this. I have the ability to work with the energy. The 6 of Pentacles is about an equal give and take balance, right? So making sure that money is in a balanced coming and going, if you will, allowing it to flow, not holding on so tightly that you restrict the flow, but also not spending so much that you are also depleting your flow. The 8 of Cups is you doing what is right for you, but also when it comes to finances, right? What ideas, what beliefs, what practices in your financial world were no longer working for you? And what do you need to prioritize going forward? What have you learned about your relationship to finances and worth and self-worth and how you are going to create your finances? And how can you apply those teachings going forward? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for like taking action. And I do think for my pile number 3s, there may be an opportunity that comes up that's kind of like a split-second decision where you may be guided like, you know, I typically wouldn't do this, but I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to, go for it. And I do think it's going to be something that has the potential to be very successful for you. That's absolutely coming through for this group as well. So keep that in mind. And you're going to know, like, it feels like intuitively, you're going to know that you want to give that a shot, or that you want to take a leap on whatever that opportunity is. But it's going to come in very, very quickly. So I do think when it comes to finances and abundance, being in tune with your intuition and with your heart space is going to be very, very important. For this group, I would also say when it comes to the chakras, working with your third eye, your crown, and your root chakra is going to be very important in 2026. All right, so we are going to bring in, I did this for pile 1 and pile 2, so I want to do it for you. We're going to bring in some career and finance oracle cards to ask about any additional messages around career and finances before we continue to move forward. So any additional messages, anything that my pile number 3s need to know about career and finances for 2026. Let's take a look. For this group, I'm hearing the number 4, so we're going to go with that. Bottom of the deck, unexpected. Prepare for unexpected financial loss. This financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. Deal with things head on and try to prepare for the unexpected before it happens. So this is at the bottom of the deck, and I do think for some of you going into 2026, you've had a rough 2025, and maybe even before that, it's been a little bit rough. We did talk about that at the beginning here. But also, we did get that message about making sure that things are flowing, that you are not spending too much, but that you're also, doing some sort of spending, some sort of investing in yourself. So I think for you, just focusing on the budget and just making sure that you are really keeping track of your spending can be very helpful. Let's see what these are, and we're going to get more clarity on that. So prudence, don't let the balance of your credit cards get too high. Put something aside for a rainy day. Stay within your budget, and start living within your means. So again, this is a year where make sure there's an equal give and take, that 6 of Pentacles, right? You don't want to give out too much, or you don't want too much going out than what is coming in, but you also don't want to halt the balance, right, by making it stay stagnant because you're not letting anything out either. So knowing when you're going to spend, knowing what you're going to invest in, and knowing what you're going to cut back on can be very helpful in 2026. We also have be a sport. You're going to be asked to move to have more fun or focus on being a team player. I did get this for this group. I feel like you're going to step into your leadership. So I do feel like there's going to be other people around you. So it says you could be great at any sports career or in the field of health and fitness. Improve your finances by considering working as a team or doing collaborations. So I do think you're going to be able to step into your leadership role in 2026. And part of that is going to be working with other people, whether it's one-to-one or it's with a team. Peacemaker, you are being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. Consider politics, negotiations, unions, contracts, or any peacemaking careers. Approach situations with a win-win attitude when making business deals. Pile number 3, let me know in the comments, are some of you managers? Because that's coming through. Let me know. I'm curious. Then we have justice. Something in your life needs to be brought into alignment. That makes no sense. So we're not going to read that part. Your career may be in law, such as police, military, in courts, or the criminal justice. Be sure to be honest and ethical in money matters, or you'll face the consequences. So we did see justice earlier as well. And I think justice here is saying what you have invested in, what you have put forth, you will be getting back. Like, you are going to get back what you have earned. So keep that in mind. But also with justice, again, cross your that this is a message that is coming up just across the board. Dot your I's, cross your T's in 2026. Make sure everything is on the up and up. Make sure you're doing everything the way it's supposed to be done. But let's take a look at what supports your financial growth in 2026. So for my pile number 3s, what is going to support my pile number 3's financial growth in 2026? And this could be habits, beliefs, resources. What is going to support your financial your financial growth in 2026? Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands, your intuition, your creativity, trusting what is coming up for you, right? You don't have to necessarily go by the book, or you don't have to do what everyone else is telling you to do. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your instincts. King of Wands, Nine of Cups, the Hanged Man. So pile number 3, when it comes to 2026 and what is going to support your financial growth, I think this is really talking about you really embracing your own path and you doing things that are in alignment with that path. The Nine of Cups is here. So knowing what the end goal is, knowing what you are working towards, knowing what you want to, where do you want to be at the end of 2026 and beyond is going to be super, super important. That's coming through here. And with the Nine of Cups, it's also about, how are you approaching money? Are you approaching money from a place of intimidation? Are you approaching money from a place of, gratitude and knowing that there is more of it that can flow to you? I do think for my pile number 3s, really looking at your relationship with abundance and how you feel about it and how you see money, how you feel about money, how you interact with money is going to be very, very important for your financial growth in 2026, because it's about realizing your power. Because one thing that's coming through, pile number 3, for you, you have more power than money has over you, right? Like you have the power to create it. You have the power to really grow and manifest it and move the energy, manipulate the energy, work with the energy to bring it in. Money is a resource and it's available to you. So really approaching that, like really looking at your approach when it comes to your relationship with money. Is it something I'm intimidated of, or is it something that I know is a tool for me to live the life that I want to live? So I think that's going to be very important, and having a very clear understanding. I also think that looking at your relationship with money, understanding it, being an observer, looking at your perspective when it comes to money is going to be very helpful in your financial growth, because abundance is going to be available for you. It's going to be how you approach it and if you accept it. So let's take a look at the door opening for personal growth and healing in 2026. When it comes to personal growth and healing in 2026, let's take a look at this for you. And as a reminder, I did do the 2026 love forecast. It was right before this one. So if you go on the page, if that's what you're looking for, that is already there. So that's why it's not going to be covered in this reading. We have the Fool. We also have the Three of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the World card. So, wow, we have quite a bit of major arcana in this question. So, when it comes to personal growth and healing, this is your year of new beginnings. And I said it, fulfillment is your key word in 2026, pile number 3. And 2026 is all about you learning, but not so much learning because you've been doing the learning, right? You've already done all of that, like learning and learning new lessons and learning how to apply those lessons. This is you putting into practical terms, putting into action everything that you have learned. And this is what leads to a new beginning. I think especially for my pile number threes, 2026 is a year where this is a brand new you, right? And I know it's like new year, new me. It really feels like it's going to be the case for you, pile number three, where this is a completely different version of you, because you have closed out very important cycles and chapters in your life that has led you to this brand new beginning in 2026. So it's almost like the world is your oyster, and where you choose to open up opportunities and where you choose to expand and explore is going to be completely up to you. For many of you, there has been a karmic clearing leading into 2026. So, what you do in 2026, what chapters you open, you are the author of that story. And I think that's why the message keeps coming through as like it's so important for you to really choose what is going to bring fulfillment to my life, to my heart, to my mental health, to my physical health, right? What habits do I want to get into that would be good for me at this time? What habits am I getting rid of, or have I gotten rid of that I need to replace with something else, that's something that is going to be in my best interest in 2026 and going forward? I also think that 2026 is going to be a year where part of your personal growth is going to be being open to new experiences, being open to exploring more and figuring out more of who you are at this point, who this new version of you is. We have that Queen of Cups there coming up again. We've seen her a few times. So practicing with your intuition, with your creativity, with an open heart, leading with your heart as well. Obviously, we want that discernment, but we also want to lead with the heart. Pile number three, who are you becoming as these doors open? So in 2026, what is this version of you that you're stepping into? Who are you becoming? Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Another thing, pile number three, water energy keeps coming up as important for this pile. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but water is all about flowing. It's all about being flexible. It's all about emotional well-being. So keep that in mind. We also have the Knight of Wands. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the Four of Cups. So I think that this new version that you're moving into is going to be a lot lighter than different versions of you have been. And when I say lighter, I mean emotionally, mentally, the load is going to feel lighter, right? We had happy, we had new life, and that's exactly what is coming up here. It's you being in a place where things feel lighter, where you feel happier, where you feel lighter. And we also have this Knight of Wands, this Knight of Cups, right? This is about creativity, adventure, spontaneity. It's about following your inspiration, following your dreams, your desires, exploring what those dreams and desires are. And this Four of Cups is you leaving the past and I think making peace with the past, right? Making peace with the things that maybe didn't work out in the way that you thought they would, or didn't pan out in the way that you thought they would, but saying, you know, I can reach a point where I can appreciate the lessons, or at least I can take advantage of the lessons and work with them, if that makes sense. And 2026 is going to be you realizing that there are other doors that are open for you and you choosing to go through those doors, right? Because when we have the Four of Cups, it's all about frustration, boredom. It's all about focusing on what hasn't worked out the way that we want it to. But the Four of Cups always brings an opportunity that is being handed down. And this card is here because you're going to notice that opportunity and you're going to take full advantage of it. So what is a blessing that you don't expect that is coming in for you in 2026, pile number 3? What is a blessing that you don't expect? A surprise, an opportunity, an alignment. What is this blessing for my pile number 3s? The Devil card. Yeah, there's a breaking free here. You're breaking free. We have Death, Page of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're breaking free. What you don't expect is the transformation that is waiting for you. What you don't expect is that new version of you that is waiting for you. And it's going to come with clarity. It's going to come with new opportunities. It's going to come with choices. You're going to have choices. It's not just going to be one thing that's available to you and you're going to have to take advantage of that. You're going to have more choices than what you realize. And I think that that's going to be a very big opportunity that you don't necessarily see coming or that you don't expect. But I did say this for this group, and I do stick to this. For most of you, this is coming in very early on. As early as January, you're going to start to see those different opportunities show up. But what you really don't see coming is that transformation that is available to you in 2026. And all of that like lightheartedness that's going to come with it. So pile number 3, what is your message from your higher self in 2023? What message does your higher self have for you for 2026? Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Wands. We also have, the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. Your higher self wants you to know that this is going to be a new beginning for you. That this is going to be new opportunities presenting themselves for you. One thing that's coming through here is do not give up. But another thing, another message or a piece of advice that your higher self really wants to send your way is be honest with yourself. Be honest with what you want. Be honest with your feelings, your emotions, your desires. Be honest with your deal breakers, your red flags. See things exactly for what they are. And prioritize the experiences, the situations, the circumstances, the people that are going to bring the most happiness and joy to your life. Your higher self is also saying things will get easy in 2026. There will be a lot more joy, a lot more creativity, a lot more fun, I keep getting this lightheartedness. Things aren't going to feel as heavy. And your higher self wants you to take advantage of those opportunities and to enjoy yourself. So we are going to kick off by looking at your numerology, any special numbers that you can be on the lookout for in 2026 or messages. So we have 26, love partnership. So for some of you, it could be that a love partnership, a romantic relationship is coming in or maybe moving forward in some way. Again, I did do a 2026 love forecast for singles. Check that out. I can put it in the description box as well, but check that out because I think that could be helpful if that's what you're looking for. We also have 71 health, and I do think you're going to feel more energetic. I also think that health-wise, for the most part, you're going to feel a lot lighter. I also think that this could be a year for some of you where you take on new health routines. We also have nature with 74. So 777 can be very significant. 444, 222, 666. take that as it resonates. But with nature, making sure that you are grounding yourself, that you are going outdoors, that you are having some sort of expression, self-expression, creativity happening as well can be very beneficial. We also have, so I picked 2 spirit animals. This could be a spirit animal that you work with or just a message for you. Take it as it resonates. We have the shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. And that's been a message throughout the reading, right? Trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition. We also have the Hawaiian owl with your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now. So pay close attention to signs and omens from them. So I do think 2026 is a year where your ancestors are going to really be supporting you, really be stepping forward and taking care of you, because you're going to be breaking cycles. And you have been breaking cycles. I have 2 Ascended Masters. These could be Ascended Masters that you work with or messages for you. Take it as it resonates. We have Archangel Uriel with illumination, lunar power, and ideas into form. And that's exactly what is coming through for you. We also see that number 4 again, so 444. A lot of you are creating foundations for yourself in 2026, and your ideas will be taking form. We also have Archangel Jophiel with joy, inspiration, and radiance. So a lot of these have a lot of those keywords already coming through as far as, you know, the reading as a whole. So these could be 2 archangels that you choose to work with. The color yellow orange can be also very powerful for you in 2026, maybe adding it to the altar if you have one, or, you know, flowers or wearing those colors can be very helpful. Let's take a look at what we have here. 1 step at a time. And it says daily progress. Each day brings a new opportunity to move forward. No matter how small the step, small progress is progress, and every bit counts. Remember, it's the tiny, consistent efforts that built up significant achievements. Keep going and you'll reach your destination. This is very 9 of Wands coded, and that was part of your message from your higher self. I'm going to put it on that side. We also have I have your back. And it says, lean on me. Leaning on others is not a form of weakness. It's a sign of strength and maturity. When you know how to ask for help, you can get the support you need to achieve your goals. And then we have start where you are. I think that's going to be a very important message for this group, but let's see what we have here. Set realistic goals. Don't try to conquer the world in one day. Start with small goals like brushing your teeth or getting out of bed before noon. Once you've mastered those, you can move to bigger things like world domination. And here's the thing, pile number 3. I do think world domination is something you can do it all. Like, it really does seem like 2026 is going to be a year where you're going to be able to do so much. Keep that in mind. And finally, I picked some self-care cards for you. Let's see what we have for you for 2026. Build strength. So again, for some of you, I do think 2026 is going to be a year where you're going to be able to kind of start new health habits. For some of you, it could be some sort of workout, something along those lines. But also, I think 2026, it's you leaning into your resilience. We also have plan a vacation. So yeah, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're giving yourself, you know, some time to relax, go on a holiday, have a time off, plan a vacation for 2026, or maybe even plan one for 2027 as well. And finally, we have use your hands. Yeah. Creativity, right? Self-expression, something that you can enjoy is going to be so, so helpful in 2026. But pile number 3, your affirmation for the week. I welcome in happiness. That is your affirmation for the week. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what you thought about the reading in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to see in the future. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.